And there's still people here. I can barely hear their voices.
He's running, bro. Who's there? Oh shit! What was that? What was that? What was that? Go, 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 go. What do you want? Leave me alone!
They thought it was just another peaceful night under the stars, until the forest went silent. What happened next? Well, let's just say, not everything that watches you in the woods has eyes you can see. The group behind Project Purgatory, their visit to the estate became something far more unsettling. Not because of ghosts, but because of the people they encountered there. Arriving late at night, the team set out to explore the deserted grounds, cameras in hand, ready to document any paranormal activity. The location itself has a reputation for being haunted, with many visitors reporting strange noises, shadowy figures, and an overwhelming sense of unease. However, as the group ventured deeper into the estate, they quickly realized that the most terrifying part of the night wouldn't be spirits.
Let's get this thing done, man. I feel like a cop.
Y'all always keep your ears on the smooth. Oh man.
This is deja vu, bro. This exact moment is deja vu. That's so crazy.
We've been here before.
This is deja vu of a deja vu moment.
So you always knew you was gonna be a ghost hunter, huh?
You said that exact same thing. Crazy, bro. I might be a medium. I might be over here. You see that shooting star?
Mm-hmm.
That's hella close.
At first, everything seemed normal. The dark, overgrown paths were quiet. No strange noises, no immediate signs of ghostly activity. But then, up ahead, they spotted a group of people standing in a circle in complete silence.
Yeah. Hey.
Bro, what? I don't even...
Okay.
Walking through, we see a group standing around in a circle. Two of them laughing for no reason. We start walking, we see one pop up behind a bush, just standing there straight staring at us. Then the group, all in a circle, starts looking at us while we walk by them, and then they start following us as we walk by them. So we all got our right now. Nah, this ain't one of them ones, bro. This ain't one of them ones. I'll take a nigga off a cliff with me. I'm surviving, bro. That's all I know.
Bro, I'll tell you what. Ghosts are one thing. People.
You see the dude in black just standing there looking at us?
Yeah, that just popped up out of the bush.
Bro, make sure you keep it. You hear that shit?
Why are they following us right now?
They're following us, bro. They're following us.
I know they're following us.
They're following us. Come on, come on.
Yo, don't put the light this way. I can't see that way.
They're following us, bro.
The way the individuals stood motionless in the dark seemed ritualistic, almost as if they were performing some kind of ceremony. The group hesitated, whispering among themselves about what to do. Before they could make a decision, one of the strangers turned toward them. A man dressed in black emerged from the bushes, staring at them without saying a word. The entire group fell silent. The strangers continued to stand there, unmoving, simply watching. Then, one of them spoke.
Is that them?
Yeah.
All right. We're coming up on them. Come on.
Then I'm not sticking around. Let's remove.
I feel like they're surrounding us.
Get him. You just say get him? Yeah, I'm not staying around.
Get them. Get them with the lights. The words sent a surge of adrenaline through the team. It was clear they were not welcome there. But what did these people mean by get them with the lights? Were they planning to chase them, surround them, attack them? Without waiting to find out, the group made the smart decision to leave immediately.
Well, it's been a very eventful night, guys. We got to hear and see a few things.
Tonight was an event.
They turned back, quickening their pace, but trying not to panic. Thankfully, they were not followed. Their initial goal had been to investigate ghosts, but instead, they had stumbled upon something potentially far more dangerous. Later, when reviewing their footage, they saw just how bizarre the encounter had been. It wasn't just the strange people standing in a circle. It was the way they reacted to the presence of the team, their silence, their stillness. And the cryptic command to get them with the lights made the whole experience even more chilling. The team later admitted that, while they were used to exploring haunted locations, this was one of the first times they truly felt unsafe. Not because of spirits, but because of other people. Sometimes the scariest things lurking in the dark aren't ghosts or monsters, but real people with unknown motives. We're diving into one of the most terrifying adventures Casey Nolan from Mindseed TV has ever experienced. It's November 19th, 2023. Casey and his friend Colton return to an abandoned ghost town hidden deep within the wilderness of Rodney, Mississippi, a place notorious for its disturbing paranormal encounters. But this time, what they face goes far beyond the supernatural.
Turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. The f*** is that? Shh. There's a f***ing fire up there. There's somebody up there, bro. Hold on. Here, hold this for a second. Wait, bro, hold this for a second. I'm gonna turn on the night vision, wait. I'm gonna be out here right now.
After trekking through the dense forest for what feels like hours, the sun finally dips below the horizon, and darkness consumes the woods. Then, off in the distance, they see something. A campfire. They quickly raise their night vision binoculars for a closer look. What they see sends a chill down their spines.
There's somebody there. Why are we going towards it? Bro. Oh, he turned the fire off. Oh my God. Just go on. Wait. This way. No, cut the camera. Let's go.
Through Colton's binoculars, they spot a man holding an axe, and the moment the man notices them, he extinguishes the fire and stares directly in their direction, as if he can see straight through the pitch-black forest.
We just saw someone in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere.
Flat the out.
And
I did not sign up for this at all.
And I think that they're following us. Every time we go about 100 yards, we hear branches and breaking behind us.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get cut up by some backwoods hillbilly dude.
I think we might be coming up on the town now, but there's definitely someone out here following us, so we need to move.
Totally shaken and fearing they might be followed, they decide to push on toward the ghost town. They've come too far to turn back now. But little do they know, this won't be their last encounter tonight.
I think we're coming up, though. Mine's dying, too. Wait. Get down. There's someone else up there. Someone just ran across this.
Where are we supposed to go then?
Shh, I hear something. Wait. We need to move. Dude. Let's go left. Let's go right. Let's go this way.
As they reach the outskirts of the abandoned town, they catch a glimpse of a figure darting behind the buildings. Their worst suspicions are confirmed. They're not alone. It's as if they become prey, surrounded by something or someone lurking in the shadows. With nerves frayed and adrenaline surging, they seek refuge in the one place they remember from their last visit, the church, a place that once pulsed with paranormal energy.
Dude, I keep hearing shit outside too. Bro, what the is going on?
Dude, I don't know. I honestly just want to sit in the corner and my back up against the wall.
I don't want to be here very long. Don't want to be here.
No, bro. Let's just get this figured out. Go for it. Whew. Never in my life did I think I would be in here.
This is the real deal, bro. This is the real deal. These are the altars, man.
No way. Be hella careful.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. What's up?
Nothing.
Inside, they try to calm themselves and begin setting up their ghost hunting equipment. But something doesn't feel right. This time, the fear of the living might be greater than anything supernatural.
Can you please give us a message through one of these devices? You can say something through this. You can say something through this. Give us a message.
Oh!
Hold on.
What the f was that?
I've never heard anything like that in my life.
Dude, that was way more than that.
We need to find our way back to the car, like now.
Yeah.
I'm ready to get out of here.
I don't even know where.
We gotta go back that way in the woods.
Suddenly, the entire building begins to shake. The walls tremble violently, as if an earthquake has struck. Panic sets in. What are the chances of something like this happening right now? They've had enough. The decision is made. It's time to leave.
No. Hey, what the f? Hey, hold on. This is definitely the way we came, right?
100%.
This is the only way?
This is the only way, yeah.
Pull up a little bit, get closer, so I can see what's going on.
It's gonna f our tires up, dude.
Yeah, alright, I'll move them.
Get back in.
Bro, I think there's someone back there.
No, don't say that.
Lock the door, lock the door.
After what feels like an endless journey back through the pitch-black wilderness, they finally reach their car. They start to drive off, only to be met with another obstacle. A massive tree is blocking the road. With no other choice, they step out of the car to move it. That's when Colton sees something, a figure, moving in the distance. He grabs the night vision binoculars again and looks out.
What do you see?
Oh, I'm trying to see. It's hard to see.
Like how far
there's
away?
someone back there.
How far away?
Oh, he's running, bro. Holy.
Then, the figure starts running. They jump back in the car and speed off, leaving the stranger behind, swallowed by the darkness of the forest. But even as they escape, that eerie feeling stays with them, a sense that something followed them out of those woods, and never truly let go. This is Dan, a beloved YouTuber you may know from his channel, Cursed Urban. For nearly 5 years, Dan has documented his outdoor adventures, from serene camping trips to chilling explorations into the unknown. Fearless and always ready to take on the next challenge, Dan has built a reputation for pushing the limits of adventure. But on this particular journey, Dan would find himself in a situation unlike anything he had ever encountered. A real-life nightmare he would never forget.
We're at what is called the Forest of Sorrow. Yes, quite a, what's the word I'm looking for? A sinister name. Very sinister name, but yeah, that's where we're at. That's what.
It all began on November 18th, 2024, a crisp winter evening. The cold didn't deter Dan from setting out on his latest adventure, his destination, the ominously named Forest of Sorrow. This forest is shrouded in mystery, infamous for its eerie atmosphere. Locals whisper about strange rituals, ghostly presences, and people who ventured into the woods never to return. It's not the kind of place most would visit, especially alone at night. But that's exactly what Dan planned to do. Upon arriving, Dan parked his car, set up his tent, and decided to take a short evening walk to capture the beauty of the forest on camera.
All right, back onto the trail. So, man, it's getting dark. I've had to open up my aperture all the way now. I'm about to have to start bumping up the ISO on the camera. And I am getting hungry.
After an hour of walking, night began to fall. With thoughts of a warm meal by the campfire, Dan started making his way back to his campsite, unaware of the nightmare that awaited him. Back at camp, Dan built a fire and roasted marshmallows, enjoying the calm, peaceful evening. But the tranquility wouldn't last.
You gotta be kidding me. Dude, I just heard a scream.
Suddenly, a piercing scream echoed across the lake. Startled, Dan froze, listening intently.
Dude, that was that scream again. Who's speaking? That was that scream again.
Another scream pierced the silence, confirming he wasn't alone out there. The sound made him uneasy, but his curiosity got the better of him. Hoping for answers, Dan decided to use his Spirit Talker app to try and make contact with whatever might be lurking in the forest. But just as he began, the forest went eerily silent once again.
What I'm going to do is I am going to put out this fire to the best of my ability. And probably take a quick...
Time passed. Feeling restless, Dan decided to take one more walk along a nearby trail before heading to bed.
Yo! What was that? What the... Dude, that sounded powerful. That sounded like something big is...
As he ventured down the path, a loud snapping sound echoed from the trail ahead, immediately setting him on edge. Trying to brush it off, he continued walking, but then it happened again.
Oh, what the f... What was that?
Another loud snap. Whatever made that noise had to be big or powerful. The realization sent a chill down his spine, and a deep, unsettling feeling began to creep in.
Something just seems off tonight. Or right now. And I don't know. Sorry guys, I know I'm rambling and just like kind of carrying on right now, but it's just this is like just raw. This is like how I'm feeling right now. Like, I don't know, maybe I should go back. Go back to the safety of my campsite.
After just 10 minutes of walking, Dan decided to turn back toward his campsite, sensing that something wasn't right. His instincts were spot on.
I just saw a light. I saw a light. Dude,
As he neared his camp, a flashlight beam, likely from another person, caught his eye. At first, it didn't seem too alarming, but then Dan realized the light was coming from his campsite. Panic set in. Quickening his pace, Dan rushed to get back, desperate to reach his gear before whoever it was could act freely.
I just saw a light right over here. I think I got it on film. Wait. I didn't have this chair over here. This chair is closer to my tent. And dude, my tent is open. What the No, dude, my tent was not. No, my tent was not open when I left here. That chair was over by the tent, and the tent was not open.
Someone was snooping around, and it was clear their intentions weren't good. Thankfully, Dan had all his valuables with him, but the thought of someone wandering the woods with sinister motives left him deeply disturbed. With this haunting thought in his mind, Dan tried to calm himself.
Were they looking for that? Why would somebody be here? And why would somebody just take off if they were here? There was somebody just by my camp, looking around with a light right by where this boot is, and somebody opened my tent.
Debating whether he should pack up and leave or attempt to stay the night. About half an hour later, Dan checked in with his viewers, explaining that he hadn't seen or heard anything unusual since the earlier incident. Feeling a little reassured, he decided to stay, hoping for a peaceful night. But peace was the last thing he was about to get. Just as Dan was about to drift off to sleep, he was jolted awake by a loud, unsettling, and unexplainable sound. He heard footsteps, slow, deliberate, crunching on the dry leaves, heading directly toward his campsite. Shocked and on high alert, Dan's mind raced. Was this the same person who had been near his tent earlier? The footsteps stopped right beside his tent. Dan quickly switched off his light, his heart pounding. Then it happened.
There's somebody outside. There's somebody outside. There's somebody outside.
A flashlight beam pointed directly at him, catching Dan watching from inside the tent. Startled, he instinctively moved backward, hoping not to be seen. But he quickly realized that showing fear might not be the best option.
Who's out here? Who's out here? Answer me, who is out here?
Summoning his courage, Dan called out loudly, making his presence known. To his relief, the person immediately disappeared into the darkness of the forest. But Dan was shaken, knowing he was far from safe.
It's late. It's late now. I packed up everything, and I got it in my car. I was kind of just stalling to see if anybody else would come back by here. But I'm definitely going to make a stop at the ranger station before I leave, and let them know, like, hey, like, there's somebody, like, I found this, and there's somebody, like, creeping around people's campsites, like, do do with that.
Unwilling to risk another encounter, Dan made the decision to pack up and leave, prioritizing his safety over any confrontation. Haunted by the experience, he later reported the incident to forest rangers, hoping to alert them so others wouldn't face the same danger. Dan shared that he had never experienced anything like it before, and was deeply shaken by the thought that some people in the wild might not have peaceful intentions. Meet Charles, a YouTuber you might recognize from his channel, Son of a Bear. Known for his deep love of the great outdoors, Charles often embarks on adventures through some of the most breathtaking forests, sharing every moment with his loyal audience. But on this particular day, what he captured on camera would send shivers down his spine, something he never thought he'd encounter. It was July 18th, 2021, a warm, sunny day in the Blue Ridge Mountains. Charles had been spending his summer immersed in the serenity of nature, waking up each morning to the peaceful sounds of birdsong and the rustling of leaves.
Welcome to the crib. This is a 10 by 10 wall tent that I live in for the summer. Let me show you around. I'm living in this 10 by 10 wall tent for the summer. It's on a 100-acre property outside of Asheville in the Blue Ridge Mountains. This tent has two of everything. 2 windows, 2 doors, 2 outhouses. The property has a farm, several houses, tons of dogs, animals, even a pond. I rent the tent on a 100-acre property that borders a national forest in the Blue Ridge Mountains. I'm surrounded by mushrooms and plants, and I go foraging every day.
As Charles describes his tranquil surroundings in his vlog, it seems like the perfect place to disconnect from the chaos of daily life. But little did he know, this calm oasis was about to turn into a nightmare. Later that day, Charles set out on a mushroom hunting expedition, one of his favorite hobbies. The forest was calm, the only sounds being the crunch of leaves underfoot and the occasional chirp of birds. But then, out of nowhere, the peace was shattered.
And this one looks like it has a bite out of it. And this one. And there's one over here. Looks like it's holding some water. Huh? I think it's time to go.
A loud, blood-curdling scream pierced through the trees. The scream was close, too close, like someone was in terrible distress, enduring unimaginable pain. Without hesitation, he quickly packed up his camera, prioritizing his safety above all else. Questions raced through his mind. What could that have been? This was private property, and he had rented the campsite. Who or what could possibly be out here? But before he could even process what had happened, something even more disturbing occurred. Charles grabbed his phone and started recording. Captured clearly on the audio were the sounds of gunshots echoing through the forest. Could this have been connected to the blood-curdling scream he had just heard? Charles wasn't about to stick around to find out. He hurried back to his campsite, shaken but determined to report the incident. Once there, he spoke with the property owner, recounting his harrowing experience. The owner was left stunned, unable to offer any explanation. To this day, the events of that afternoon remain a mystery. No further information ever came to light about what happened in those woods. So, what do you think? Were the scream and the gunshots connected? Was someone out there in danger? Or was something darker lurking deep in the Blue Ridge Mountains that day? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. It's January 16th, 2024. Sam from the YouTube channel The Northwest Wind is known for his stealth camping and outdoor adventures, but this time, his experience in the Cleveland, Ohio woods turns into a terrifying ordeal he'll never forget. As usual, Sam starts off by hiking through the woods, scouting for a spot to set up camp for the night.
I think we're gonna call this home for the evening. Looks pretty dry, well, relatively. What do you know? This looks like a tent or a tarp. That kind of sketches me out. So that's the remains of a tent and a tarp. That means somebody's camped back here before?
He finds a place that looks promising, until he notices a weathered, abandoned tent lying eerily close by. Shrugging off the strange find, he decides to set up camp anyway, but he can't quite shake a sense of unease.
Perfectly nice and stealthy. Like I said, I still have to fix the fly a little bit, strengthen the angles of everything, but I wanted to just get everything set up, then I'll go ahead and do that here in a bit. Nice stealthy color. I know there's no foliage right now, so like I said, I'm gonna tuck that probably up against this tree flat, and I'll put the pelly case inside of it, so it'll be behind the tree, so anyone that walks up over along here, I'm pretty far back off the trails, at least the main trail, but anyone that comes back here probably will not see me from afar, especially once there's foliage and whatnot. This thing is very, very stealthy.
Once his camp is ready, Sam starts cooking, but a strange feeling begins to set in. The atmosphere feels off, heavier than usual.
I don't know what it is here, but I keep feeling like somebody's watching me, and it's like very, very strong feeling, like hair on the back of my neck standing up. I don't know. I just keep feeling like I'm being watched or something, though. I don't know. There are people around for sure. It's a very public park area, but I'm off the main trails by a ways. It's also very dead back here and foggy too. I don't know if the camera picks up the fog, but there's fog rolling in like everywhere. It's just kind of creepy, I guess, but...
Brushing it off as just the eerie mist rolling in, Sam continues with his meal, but as night falls, the feeling only deepens.
It's getting dark. It's gonna be fully dark here in about 10 minutes or so. Somebody just walked by. I don't know if they had a dog or not, but they definitely didn't see me, but I could barely see them. The tent does not sit high at all. I've been sitting on my pelly case. This was while I was eating, just finishing up eating. I don't know why, I'm just spooked. I haven't been saying that, but I've been spooked since I got here. I keep feeling like somebody's watching me. And then seeing that person. I know it's a public park, but still. Take that in here.
As the unsettling sensation of being watched lingers, Sam catches a glimpse of someone walking nearby. Though it seems the person hasn't noticed him, the sight only worsens his nerves. Trying to calm himself, Sam lies down in his tent, but that's when the real terror begins.
Buddy, hang on. I don't know if they can see it or not through the tent. I don't think so. I'm leaning right up against the light, but somebody's walking around out there very close to the tent. Somebody's out there. I don't know if they're coming this way or just walking around out there. I can't tell. Somebody's definitely walking around out there, though. Hang on. I don't want to leave the light on in case they can see in here. I think the fly is thick enough that they can't see the light, but still, I'm leaning right up against the lantern, so you can only just barely see my face.
Suddenly, he hears footsteps approaching his tent. With his light dimmed, Sam waits in silence, hoping they'll pass. But the footsteps don't fade. They circle closer.
They're getting closer. Hang on. Hang on. I want you to be able to see as much as possible, but I'm not going to turn on the lantern again. I have my headlamp in my pocket, too. They're really close now. They're like... Listen. I don't like this at all. I'm spooked.
Hello? Hello?
Panicking, Sam calls out to whoever is outside, letting them know he's in the tent. No response. The silence only intensifies his fear. It becomes clear there are at least 2 people outside.
I can barely hear them talking. They're whispering. I think there's 2 people.
Hello?
I think there's 2 of them. They're coming closer to the tent. They have to know that I'm in here. I'm gonna try and just be silent. Hang on. They're walking around outside in circles.
Hello? Hello? Alright, I don't like this. Hello? Hello? They're touching my tent. Stop.
They're right outside the tent.
Hello? I'm in here. Hello? 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 Alright, I'm getting the f out of here. Hello? Hello? I don't know what the f this is, but we're getting out of here. Hang on. Hello? Okay, they're walking away now. What do you want? What do you want? I have a knife. Where's my knife? They're f***ing with me. They're f***ing with me here. Holy crap. Get away. What do you want? Hello? I can't see you. Hello? Alright, I'm getting out of here. We're getting the hell out of here. Hello? What do you want? Say something. I see you. They collapsed my tent on me. I don't know which way they went. I think they went this way. I see you. Get away!
Gathering his courage, Sam unzips his tent to look, but the forest is pitch black, making it nearly impossible to see. Sam shouts that he has a knife, hoping to scare them off.
Alright, I'm spooked. I don't like this. Get my headlamp on and we're getting out of here right now. They're just standing there. They're just standing there. What do you want? Leave me alone! They went over that way. I can't see them now. I know you're there. I see you. They collapsed my tent on me and pulled the fly off while I was still in there. It smells like someone's smoking a cigarette too. I smell your cigarette. I smell your cigarette. I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I have a knife. I smell your cigarette. All right, I'm officially like tweaking now. I'm like, all right, we're just gonna get out of here. We're just gonna get out of here. I'll come back for this crap later. Do I have my phone? I'm gonna call 911 if you come near me. Should I just call the police now or do I just go? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm scared to go in any direction. I don't know where to go. I'm scared to go in any direction. I smell your cigarette. Is the camera on? The camera's on. I'm recording all of this.
Overcome with fear, Sam decides to abandon everything and sprint blindly through the woods, desperate to escape.
They're moving again. I don't know. I'm getting out of here. We're going. I'll come back for this some other time. All right, let's get the hell out of here. They're coming behind me. I don't know what they're doing. They could just be around. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. They're at my campsite. I see them. I see you reflecting off my tent. Leave my shit alone. All right, I'm getting out of here. You can have it.
Heart pounding, he runs. But when he looks back, he sees the 2 figures standing by his abandoned tent. He shouts again to scare them away, but they remain unfazed.
He's following me. One of them. Okay, here's a trail of some kind. I just ate. I'm soaked. I'm toast. Okay, oh, they're coming. Leave me alone!
Realizing he's being chased, Sam races deeper into the forest, stumbling multiple times as he frantically tries to flee. It feels like a nightmare as he struggles to find his way.
Jesus Christ. They were pulling on my tent. They ripped the fly off. That's when I sat up, then they scurried. Okay, I'm back in the field now. I don't see anybody. I'd be able to see them. Hang on, is this still recording? Is it still recording? Is it still recording? Right at the edge of the wood line. It's about 150 yards away. Hang on. You see that? I see you! I can see you! Oh, it's getting bigger. It's getting bigger. All right, let's get the out of here. I don't know if they're like after me or something, or what the happening. We're getting the here. It's getting bigger. They're coming this way. Holy I don't like this. I'm calling the police!
Glancing back, he spots the figures still following him. Summoning every last bit of strength, Sam sprints toward his car, heart hammering in his chest, desperate to reach safety.
There's another car here. Okay. This is okay. All right, we're getting out of here. All right. Lock my doors. What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm soaked. Where's my phone? Everything's muddy, disgusting. My knee, I'm soaked. I gotta go home. All right, let's drive out of here. I'll record again in a minute. We made it out though. My gear's still back there. My tent, my dry bag, sleeping pad. I don't see anybody coming or anything. I don't know what the f they're doing back there. And they were messing with my tent and throwing stuff at the tent, walking around it in circles and stuff.
Finally, he reaches his car, safe, but still in total shock. In the parking lot, he notices another vehicle, possibly belonging to those who stalked him. Without wasting a second, he drives off, still trying to process the terrifying ordeal he just survived. The next morning, Sam returns to the forest to retrieve his gear. He finds it wet, trampled, and damaged. The eerie sight only solidifies the horror of his experience. As he gathers his belongings and leaves the forest behind, one haunting question remains. Who were the mysterious stalkers lurking in the woods that night? And what were they planning? This chilling mystery may remain forever unsolved, leaving us with unsettling questions about what truly happened in the dark woods of Cleveland. And meet Haley, a daring YouTuber you might know from her channel, The Abandoned Camper. True to her channel's name, Haley ventures into some of the most remote and often eerie locations to camp alone, sometimes in stealth campsites, other times in her trusty tent or hammock. Today is July the 15th, 2022. Haley is setting out on what should be a peaceful solo trip in the wilderness. It's a warm, sunny day as she hikes through dense woods, breathing in the calmness of nature. After about an hour of trekking, she finds a beautiful spot that feels perfect for spending the night.
This looks like a good spot for where I am. I might just sleep on the ground again tonight. I brought a hammock, but I don't see any spots good enough for a trip.
As the sun dips below the trees, casting long shadows across the forest floor, Haley decides to explore a bit more. She knows there's an abandoned cemetery about a 15-minute walk away. Intrigued, she decides to check it out before night fully sets in.
This is an active cemetery, but there is a part of it that is abandoned. Those dogs are barking at me. I'm probably the only one that's here at this time.
But little does she know, she's not the only one out in the forest tonight. Not long after arriving at the cemetery, Haley notices a group of young boys lingering around the graves. Hoping to avoid any encounter, she quietly tries to slip away, but she senses they may have spotted her. Cautiously, she makes her way back toward her campsite.
So if you can't tell, it's pretty dark here right now. But there are kids here, like young kids, in the cemetery. And I'm wondering how active this place actually is. Do people come here at night and kind of party in the forest or something? Anyways, I'm heading back to my spot. So I think I'll finish my exploring tomorrow morning. And because there seems to be still a lot of stuff here. See? Hear them? I think they know I'm here. That's not good. Fuck.
Just as she's moving along the trail, loud taunting screams pierce the stillness of the forest. The boys are deliberately trying to scare her, making her feel even more on edge.
Keep this recording. Just in case. But I'm also gonna stop and find out what they're doing. If they're actually watching me or not.
Not wanting to be seen, Haley switches off her flashlight and stands still, hoping to remain hidden. But as she listens closely, a chilling realization sets in. The boys seem to be actively searching the area, as if determined to track her down. Deciding it's best to move quickly, Haley picks up her pace, heading back to her camp, trying to put as much distance as possible between her and the boys. She finally reaches her campsite and, with a sigh of relief, sets up a small fire, hoping the warmth and light will bring her some comfort. As she prepares a simple meal, the familiar calm of the forest seems to settle back around her. For a brief moment, she begins to relax, but the peace doesn't last long.
Just had to put out the fire because there are people walking around back here. They don't have headlamps on, but like I said in my last video, I do not like being around people in the middle of a forest, especially when it's dark out. So I might pack up and get out of here when I think the coast is clear.
As Haley quietly sits by the fire, she hears faint footsteps, slow, deliberate, moving just beyond the tree line. Her heart races. Could it be the boys? If so, they would have had to follow her all the way from the cemetery. A deeply unsettling thought. Haley decides to stay still and listen, hoping whoever it is will pass by. But as the sounds continue, growing ever closer, her sense of dread deepens. It becomes painfully clear. She's not alone.
There's still people here. I can barely hear their voices, but they're like way off in the distance.
With no way of knowing their intentions, Haley makes the tough decision to pack up and leave. Disappointed but prioritizing her safety, she quickly gathers her gear. As she walks away into the darkness, she can't shake the feeling that her instincts were right. Something about tonight wasn't safe. Taking one last look back at the dark, silent forest, Haley makes a silent vow to always trust her gut. And with that, she leaves the forest behind. What do you think was the most disturbing encounter on this list? Have you ever experienced something unexplainable while camping? Let us know in the comments below.